My cat rolled a natural 1. The session's ruined.
Oh yeah, everybody roll a die. Let's see how it's gonna go today.
Oh, true.
God damn it.
What'd you get?
Natural 1.
I got a 13.
I rolled a 14.
I got a 15.
Right.
I've beaten you guys 2 weeks in a row.
God damn it.
Who ordered the pizza?
Hello, students. Welcome to Vally City Community College. You are here after hours, and I just wanted to note that there is an emergency happening in the large gym. Please, if you're not already there, don't go there unless you're like a 5th level or higher caster. We have a plumbing issue, is maybe the best way to put it, in the gym. Also, I've been told there's many students in there, so if you can hear me in the gym, just don't panic. Just you'll be fine. All right. Sammy signing out. Guys, welcome back to Vally City Community College. We're gonna light recap. Last week we jumped in right after a grass golem had attacked a party. You guys gained a little bit of information and context on the golem and on some of the mysterious situations around it. You decided to try to break into the school building late at night to see if anybody else had broken into the school building late at night. DMJ went fucking nuts and destroyed some real serious property damage. There was some real property damage caused. All of your characters continued on with school, and at the end of the week there was tryouts for Duel Club, which it seemed like there was going to be a bunch of kids there, and all of you had different interests in wanting to be there. Each of you dueled someone who at this point is seen as maybe your greatest adversary up to this point in the game, and then right at the climax, if you will, of the duel tryouts with these pairings, a storm that was raging outside kind of coagulated and formed and is like in front of you become this water elemental that is like whistling and whirring in the center of the gym right now as it's like forming, and it like is here. And I'd like everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, right on.
Keep a lookout for a coagulating storm, a new album dropping next month.
Wait, are we skipping the introductions?
Oh no, I guess we'll on our
There's a battle to be
Are
had.
we introduce ourselves in initiative?
We'll introduce ourselves in initiative. Yeah.
I'm still flustered by the fact that you used the word coagulated.
Coagulated. Why is that
Coagulated.
weird?
Well, probably because I pronounced it wrong.
That would be it. That's what's cool about a fantasy world, is that a storm can coagulate, and that's what happens.
You guys are acting like I'm the dumb one here, when Jake's never read a book in his life.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm totally on board with your use of this language, I promise.
No, but is it crazy that I'm not the one who's never read in this situation?
Okay. Let's get your initiatives. Jake,
12.
14.
8.
8. Y'all.
I regret nothing.
I only have a +1 to initiative. I can't do much here.
Okay. So as far as the introductions, this is not necessarily indicative of what I have on my side in initiative, but today playing Bert, who were you playing? I don't know how you.
Wait, I thought it was last in initiative.
No, what'd you get? I thought you got a 14.
I got an 8.
You got an 8.
14.
Got it.
It's hard to believe that I rolled the highest, I know.
I just didn't want, sometimes you know who's usually the better roller.
Okay, sorry. So Jake, today we have Jake playing.
I'm playing Andre Jacques Francois Majomet III.
They really earned that.
They earned it.
I earned it finally.
They earned it. Cool. Then we have Dan playing.
Garth Grimknuckle.
And
That his voice?
that's his voice. That's there.
I think
And
that's
then
his
we
voice.
have Bert playing.
DMJ. wants to be drinking beer with the hose, but all he's got is loose Cheerios. I took all of the time leading up to our recording starting to think of something that rhymed with Cheerios.
Oh man, he's a real poet.
Didn't you like just rhyme something with cereal?
Have you considered multi-classing in a bard?
Honestly, I've been pondering the fact that, like, my religious beliefs are what influence my ability to be such a good poet.
Okay, cool. So, at the start of this, this like big water elemental has crashed in through the room. Each of you was at the height of a duel with someone who's kind of been your adversary for a little bit now. Before we jump right into the moment, the height of battle, I want to ask how your characters are feeling. Like, what was this battle like? Followed by, how are you feeling about this like giant monster that's made its way into the room? We'll start with Andre. How do you think your character is like? What's his headspace right now?
This is a little blessing in disguise, because as I remember at the end of the last battle, I had thrown out a last-ditch effort to try to keep Odette down so she could not probably kill me next round. So this is probably the greatest chance at me not just getting absolutely destroyed in this duel.
Okay.
So I'm probably giving you this opportunity to pretend like I won.
Cool. Garth, how are you feeling?
Probably a little bit similarly to Andre, but also a little disappointed. I think there has always been some reason that Moore and Garth haven't been able to finish whatever tussle they have been in the middle of. And it happened, I think as they both grew older, it happened more and more rarely. And so it's been a little while, but he also could live without seeing how the fight would have ended.
And Derek, how are you feeling in this moment?
I mean, honestly, I'm pretty sure I was gonna fuck Evan up. Like, there was no way Evan was gonna win there. Little dude, his magic's not my magic. Honestly, he's the lucky one in this situation that we didn't keep going.
He's okay. So there's this kind of feeling of relief as a full ass water elemental crashes in to the building. When I say crashes in, the windows are broken. This is like the older side of the building, so this foundation on the outside is not very good. There's like a hole like from the corner of the building that's just out now. This building kind of hangs off over the lake, and so there's the lake below, like directly below. Dan.
I think this just says a lot about our group's collective wisdom score. As to like our, it's like, oh thank God, a water elemental.
We're in a school of adventurers. I'm sure shit like this happens all the time.
And with that, it's going to first be the elemental's turn. I know, shocking. You all rolled so well.
I was really sure I beat it.
This elemental, as it crashes in, is going to kind of like loom here for a second, and it like looks over the crowd. And as it's looking over the crowd, it like kind of zeroes in on where you guys are, and is going to swing out and first attack out at Garth.
How about all those attacks of opportunity, though, from everyone else in the room, right?
Yeah, where's the referee?
It's appeared in a place that it can do this.
Coagulated right in front of us.
That is going to be a 25 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do.
That'll do. That'll do it. That is going to be. That's going to be 13 points of damage. From this thing.
Cool. 6 points of damage.
Because you're raging.
Because I'm still raging.
Oh my gosh.
And then it's going to take a swing down at Derek. And that is going to be a 22 to hit.
Now, you said that we were all kind of like side by side in the fights, right?
Yes.
So would you say that Derek is adjacent to me and I could take an attack of opportunity given my sentinel feat as a reaction?
Yes. Let me give Derek his damage first, and then you attack me. So, Derek, I got a 22. Does that
Yeah,
hit?
that totally hits. I'm gonna
Cool.
use my Stone's Endurance reaction.
That's going to be 18 points of damage.
Okay. And I reduce that by 5. So
How many times a day can you do that?
up to my con mod, so 3 times.
Nice.
And I've only used it twice
Okay.
so far.
You attack it
That's my
down?
second time. It was 18 damage, you said?
Yep.
Okay, so 13 damage.
Does a 15 hit?
15 is going to hit.
Nice. Finally hitting something with my longsword. Of course, I have not taken off the bumper, right? So it's just going to be reduced damage.
Yeah, you all are fighting with Nerf weapons, so it's going to be...
Ooh, baby. That is max damage, though, so 13 points of damage, I guess,
And then
reduced
halved.
by... Yeah, so I guess I give it 6 damage right back.
Okay, cool.
Oh, this is bad. Wait,
cool.
we're
Yeah,
all using Nerf weapons.
You're using Nerf weapons, and also you have some of you have buff cuffs on. You can try to break out of your buff cuffs to make your magic stronger. You can also try to run to the wall where like the cubbies are, where your weapons are, and get your better weapon if you'd like. The cubbies are probably about 60 feet away.
I thought it was like a cover on the weapon we already had.
No, this is a
Damn.
Nerf weapon.
We're literally holding foam. You're just that
Great.
strong, you hurt him with foam.
Great.
Yeah. Cool. That is going to be Andre's turn.
Okay, I would like because I don't have to do this if the elemental in melee range of me.
Is he within 5 feet of you? Yeah. I will say that he kind of like
Swapped over.
he's like 10 feet away. He's like 10 feet
Perfect.
away.
Okay. I'm gonna run 30 feet away.
Okay.
In the opposite direction of it. And I'm gonna try to break my cuffs off.
Okay, cool. Want to make me an athletics check or strength check? A strength check.
11.
11. No, you're not able to break out of your cuff.
Damn. Okay. That's.
Sorry. Actually, no. You are. I was thinking about a different PC.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so I break them
but
off.
that is your turn.
Yeah, I don't have any bonus actions.
Yeah. Cool. So you run away and you've broken your cuffs off, so you'll be good to attack normally on your next turn. That is going to be Garth's turn.
Cool. How far away are we from the cubby?
The cubbies? I said that they're like 60 feet away.
60 feet. Excellent.
Yeah.
I am going to use my final key point to use my bonus action to disengage from this water elemental. I imagine it takes the form of a cool back handspring.
He's
Because,
disengaging from this watermelon.
We live in a fantasy with a watermelon. Disengage from the watermelon, flip back over, and then take my movement and my action to run and grab my sword.
Okay, yeah. So you do that. You do a cool backflip away, backhand swing.
Oh,
away.
actually, you know what? I took damage this round. I'm good. Yeah, that's what I do.
Did you take damage this round?
Oh, because you're.
Yeah, remember when
you
he
did
attacked
because
me?
of the thing, because it attacked you.
So I don't have to
yeah.
attack him. I think.
So you don't have to attack him as you kind of flip away.
believe that's- I'll
More
look that
shouts
up
out
later.
at you for getting to be like, you're gonna lose your rage, dude, because he's just not as smart as you are. You say like winded. You're like, no, I'm not.
I don't think he says anything because he's got that wide. He got those wide pupils, just like. But he thinks to himself, "What a fucking idiot."
Cool. That's going to be Derek's turn. Derek, you're also within 5 feet of this thing because it attacked you.
Yeah. I am going... And, Andre, you ran away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Then... Do I have my bags with me?
No, because you were in the middle of this tryout. They wouldn't have let you go out with all your bags.
Man, I need my footballs!
The bags are OP. You
You
have Nerf javelins though, right?
They're Nerf footballs.
Yeah, you have like those Nerf footballs that have have tiny tails on them, so you can throw them. Like it's just
Do
it's
do they whistle?
Oh yeah, of course they whistle.
God, that's amazing.
Oh, this thing's gonna hurt.
Exactly. Have you ever been like hit with one of those things?
No, they actually do hurt a good deal. Alright, I'm gonna hold off on using my last spell, just because we might need it for healing. But I also. Oh my god, I have no idea what to do. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna just swing at it with my Nerf weapon so that it stays near me and no one else.
Okay.
Oh, so close. Natural 19 for a 25 to hit.
Oh, you meant to hitting. I was like, yeah, 19's gonna hit.
Well, it's a natural 19.
Yes, I understand.
And that will be 3 damage. I have it already.
Okay. You have it already.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cool.
And then I'd like to bonus action eat some Cheerios. Am I allowed to eat my loose Cheerios?
Yeah, you have a little fan. We'll say that you have your fanny pack on you. That pretty much
Yes,
just is
okay.
empty except for your loose
We agree
Cheerios.
that's a 1d2.
Yep. Yeah. So if you want to roll a d4, and evens can be 1 point of healing, odds are 2.
I've never wanted to roll a 1 more in my life. Damn it! I rolled a 4. Alright,
1 point.
I ate like 2 Cheerios.
You reach in your bag, you eat 2 stale Cheerios from the bottom of your bag, and something about the chalky taste in your mouth really it makes you feel a little bit better.
I feel 1 better.
I feel 1 better.
Whole one better.
Okay, cool. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn. But
Great.
I'm not gonna move, because if I move, I'll take an attack of opportunity, and also, I have the best chance of not getting hit.
I'm going to make a roll that is going to be representative of the students collectively attacking this thing. They're all doing it with Nerf weapons as well, but their damage will end up being full because there's a bunch of them attacking as opposed to each of you attacking at once. But I'm going to roll first, just a general roll to see if they are able to hit. Yes, and they are able to hit. So I'm going to roll some dice for them. They do a little bit of damage overall. They seem like they're kind of getting in there and they're doing their best, but they're not doing an incredible amount of anything. And it seems like not every student is participating in this right now either. That there's only some students that are able to do that. And then I'm going to make a similar roll for the teachers that are here.
The teachers have to do more damage, right?
Yes, and the teachers do hit. And they, why does this die not stop roll? They do more damage than the students were able to do. So it's looking like definitely pretty hurt. That there's a decent chunk that's been taken out of it. Cool. That is going to be back up to its turn though. And now it's kind of surrounded by all of these kind of people that are attacking it, but it still seems like it is interested in Derek for the first one at least. Who got some, who swung out at it. But it only gets a 13 to hit.
That misses.
Cool, so he's going to try to hit you again. And this one is going to be a 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not that bad. You only take 9 points of damage as this thing swings down at you.
I'm just going to take it. I'm going to save my reaction.
That is going to be Andre's turn. You've run across the room, and you've able to break your buff cuffs.
I'm gonna move in 10 feet because I realized I went a little too far.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast. So I lift my finger up and like lightning starts crackling from in the ring. And then it shoots out at the water elemental, and I cast Witch Bolt. That's a 22 to hit.
Okay, cool. 22 is going to hit.
So it takes 7 lightning damage.
Okay. Cool. It definitely is looking pretty hurt as you... Actually, let me double check something. You said you hit it... Is it that lightning damage?
Yes.
Does
I
this
was
follow
kinda
Pokemon
hoping.
rules?
That's what I was hoping for.
I'm checking. No, it doesn't have any...
Bummer.
Yeah, no. There's immunities.
It must be part ground type.
Cool. That is going to be Garth's turn. Or Andre, do you have anything else you were going to do?
No.
No? Okay, cool. That's going to be Garth's turn.
Okay, so Garth is going to use 40 feet of he's going to object interaction, grab his gear, movement action 40 feet back towards the thing, and take an attack with his hand axe. A thrown attack. Get just within 20 feet because of his 40 feet of monk movement, baby.
Okay.
He's so limble.
Limble?
Yeah, limber and nimble.
Another 15 to hit with a natural 10.
15 to hit, yeah.
Alright, and this is regular axe damage. I'm rolling pretty well on the damage tonight. 8 points of slashing damage from this hand axe.
Cool.
Swing.
And you guys have noticed that, like, you know, now that you're hitting with your real weapon, that's not just a nerf weapon anymore, it still doesn't seem like it's doing, like, the full amount of damage to it. It kind of, like, hurts it a little bit, but it's still, like, you know, doing its thing.
Is that just with the weapons, or is that happening to me, too?
That is just with the weapons.
Cool.
That is going to be Derek's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna bonus action touch myself. And by that I mean lay on hands.
'Tis an action.
'Tis an action? Shit,
I
I took bad notes.
Thank you, Dan Dobro Esquire.
I took bad notes. Oh no. Ugh. I'm gonna. Oh my god. Is it even?
You broke his brain, Dan.
sorry, I do it for the love of the game.
No, I want to play fair.
Rules are fun.
Rules are fun.
Don't forget, kids. You're always the best friend if you tell people they're playing it wrong.
But an even better friend if you tell them they're about to play it wrong.
Get in the comments. Do you think that the better friend would tell them they're playing it wrong, or would a better friend just let you do the wrong thing? Answer the comments.
Get in the comments. Should lay on hands be a bonus action? The answer is yes.
The answer is yes. I should be able to just, like, take my one-handed Morningstar with the other hand, like, touch my chest.
But here's the thing. If lay on hands is a bonus action, what would be the point of the Way of Mercy subclass for the monk, who can heal with a flurry of blows?
All right, we're getting into the
I'm trying to cover for him while he
crunchy
thinks
here.
of something else to do.
I know. No, I'm just gonna swing my foam mace Morningstar. I've never been so mad to have a mouse pad on my desk. I was gonna roll a nat 20. It leaned over and fell off my mouse pad to a nat 1.
Oh, that must have hurt your soul.
I watched it change. Like, it was that slow of a fall.
What does it look like as you whiff? Like, what happens?
I think what happens is that Derek got so cocky that he looked at Evan, the dork, and was like, "You see this stupid fucking water elemental? I can hit it with my eyes closed." And then I just swing in the air, and I'm like, "See? Fucking did it!" like just thinks
Fucking
he did.
it, yeah.
Just didn't move. Just went yo, and he is like, "I'm so strong. I didn't feel resistance because there was no resistance."
Evan lets out like a ha ha ha, like you oaf. That is going to be the student's turn.
I totally
Cool.
forgot to ask if Moore took an attack of opportunity against me when I disengaged from the elemental.
He was a little distracted. So the students are going to roll to see if they hit this thing. They do. So they're going to... they do a little bit of damage, and then the teachers are going to roll to see if they hit this thing, and they absolutely do.
And then we're going to roll for Sandy, because she comes in and saves the day.
Sammy.
Also, is it just me or is Sandy getting even lazier about being like, yeah, it's not dangerous? Like, guys, no,
What if Sammy's the one controlling the
Gotta watch out for calling Sandy lazy, because it's clearly Tess's self-insert. You gotta be careful. Sammy. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's not Sandy?
You know the quality of those PAs. They really have to, change out the audio system, because I can't hear...
Guys, all the NPCs are my self-inserts. It's all me, bitches!
Guys, we can't kill any NPCs.
This elemental looks pretty hurt as the students and the teachers take their big attacks against it, even despite the fact that not all of these attacks are they're all kind of literally nerfed on top of not exactly hitting as hard as they could. That is going to be Andre's turn.
Wait, it's not the... I mean, never mind.
Oh, no, it is.
Damn it! Damn it! I teachered myself!
Teacher, did we have homework? Cool. This thing is going to swing down.
Teacher, has your elemental swung to attack me yet? Teacher?
It misses on the first attack, Derek.
Okay.
That's karma.
And it misses on the second attack as well. Karma has blessed you on this day for reminding me to roll to attack you.
My boy Blue.
This thing kind of swings down at you twice, and it's like it's like
he
because there's so many people
closes-
attacking it. It's like
He also closed
exactly.
his
That is going to be Andre's turn.
Does Derek dodge attacks the way you in football drills? You're like, whew.
I see it as you know how football players are always stutter stepping, their feet are just always moving. I just imagine I just go down to the ground, step back up, go back to the ground, step back up.
It's like whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to cast Mind Sliver at the water elemental, so I have to make an intelligence saving throw of 13.
Okay. Hang on.
That's this
I have to check its stats.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna be a modified 3.
That's good shit. Alright. So it takes
I really need I don't need to know. I'll find out after the
4
game.
damage. 4 psychic damage.
Okay.
And it gets minus 1d4 on the first saving throw it makes before the end of my next turn.
Okay. On the first saving throw it makes, or if someone else makes it make a saving throw?
Yeah, it gets minus a d4.
Is it an action or an action to keep doing the witch bolt? Or a bonus action?
Oh, I forgot about the witch bolt.
Is it an
It's
action
too
or a
late.
bonus
It's already
action?
gone. It's an action. It's gone.
Okay. The witch bolt goes away as you casted Mind Sliver out at this. And Odette kind of looks at you and smirks, and you look and see that her witch bolt is still there, and she's like, "You have to remember the witch bolts."
It's my first time being a wizard.
Don't tell your sister that, bro.
No, it's not Andre's, it's mine.
So get in the comments, would I have been a better friend if I'd said, hey, remember Witch Bolt before he started his turn? Because I feel like in that case, I would have felt like a real asshole.
Okay, cool. So
The
that's
entire
going.
comment thread of this episode is just gonna be responses to Dobro if he's a good or bad friend.
That's what we're trying to do here.
That's why I don't read YouTube comments.
Garth, that's your turn.
Yeah, Garth? If the thing I'm asking to see is cool enough, will you let me have a free perception check?
Ask me the thing, and I'll let you know.
Garth wants, as he's rushing towards this elemental, and he's throwing this hand axe right towards it. He's trying to see if it also, through the water, if he can see some kind of gem or controlling thing.
Yes, you can roll to see. Yes, I'll give you a free perception check for that.
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Come on, buddy.
That was cool.
Ooh, natty 16, which is going
Natty
to be
16.
a dirty 20.
Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, dirty 20 definitely hits. Oh no, sorry, that's not hitting, that's seeing. So you look through and you you see, and it's kind of like like when waves kind of churn themselves up, there's like foam and it's white, and so it's a little hard to see, but as you look inside of this thing, there does seem like there's like a hunk of crystal that looks like in a similar way. The first one, I don't know if I actually said this, but it kind of looks like a slice of cake almost, and this thing also looks like a slice of cake or watermelon, like big at the bottom and pointed inside of this thing.
Excellent. So, what I would like to do, as I'm 20 feet away from the elemental and I have 40 feet of movement, I think Garth would rush up as fast as he could and attempt to dive inside it.
Oh my god! He's an animal! He's a damn animal! I want him on my team!
Okay, so to dive inside of this thing, I think I feel like I would have. I've been playing D&D so much, I feel like I should have had more deliberation on what this would have been, but I kind of know what it is. I think you have to make a strength check because it's waves and it's churning you around, and you got.
I think so too, because I have advantage on those.
Yes! Damn it!
Yes!
Is this athletics?
No, it's a strength check.
Flat
It's becoming
strength.
embarrassingly apparent who out of the three of us is the best D&D player.
Don't go
I
literally
only have a
on
plus
like
2 is the thing.
But with
Oh,
advantage.
God.
Nat 20. Oh shit!
Hey.
That's a nat 20 and a nat 1.
But
luckily I have
not
advantage.
disadvantage, baby. Let's go. He's inside
No
that
bad
thing.
luck
He's,
tonight. No
he's
bad
taking
luck
a good
tonight.
swim right now.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, so you... Sorry, I'm gonna lose my mind. You dive into this thing, and as you dive into it, it feels at first like, you're diving into the shore a little too soon, and the waves are kind of churning around you, like, the moment you go inside, and you kind of are able to, like, manage, like, swim your way through, and it is kind of, like, swirling you around, and it is like knocking you around a bit, but like you kind of instantly get your bearings, and you're like swirling around, but you have control over this swirl right now, and you are reaching out forward toward the crystal, and your turn ends before you're able to get there.
That's my action to do the athletics.
Yes.
I would
Okay.
assume your action would be jumping through a water dome.
Yes, absolutely. And
All right.
as you guys see Garth kind of like jump inside, this thing is like, no. And it looks like it's trying, like its stomach hurts. It's like, no, okay. Like it is, and then like Garth gets his bearings, and he's just like, oh no, like it looks really upset as Garth is inside of it. But that is gonna be Derek's turn.
Okay. Because he has disadvantage on the next saving throw, I'm gonna cast
Not.
what?
It's not disadvantage, just minus a d4.
Oh, just minus a d4.
Mhm.
Oh. Okay,
That's
that's
better than
still
nothing.
that's still pretty good. I'm gonna cast
Bane.
Bane on him and Evan.
Speaking of
I have 3 targets. I might as well hit Evan.
Can you hit Odette too?
Yeah, and Odette, just in case.
No, I'm joking.
No, just in case you have to finish the duels.
No, you're not allowed to cast spells at once. I will
First
kill
of
you.
all, why would you do that on her and not more? And second of all,
Because he's having
Yeah,
more
you're not allowed-
problems.
You're not allowed to cast
So-
spells at once, sister. I will hurt you.
So what's the DC?
The DC is 13.
13. Okay, so
I'm
Evan
assuming
passes.
it doesn't have a good charisma.
Evan passes, and it passes as well.
No, with the minus d4?
Oh no, sorry, you're right. I should minus
Let's
D4.
go, let's go, come on.
Get a
Hang
4,
on,
get a
let
4,
me
get a 4.
Get a 4, get a 4.
Charisma. Okay. It fails.
Hey!
Let's go!
Cool. So
Get more minus d4s.
wait though.
It's now Bane.
Yes, no, I'm trying to think. Okay, so it's Bane, but you baned it with your buff cuff on, so instead of minusing a D4, it's minusing a D2.
Ah.
Oh shoot, I didn't take my cuff off. Can I
Cool.
retroactively try to break out of them?
No.
Or no?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
It's an action. You wouldn't be able to do both.
Oh, true.
If you, yeah. So, but then it's still, it's still going to be minus.
Good. A bane is a bane.
Yeah, a bane is a bane.
Bane's a bane.
No matter the way you bane it.
And you see that like it's looking hurt, but more than looking hurt, with this like mind sliver like giving it a headache and like Garth churning up its insides, it seems like it's like more like having like a bad indigestion, like it's having a bad day, less than it's like feeling hurt. But that is going to be the students' turn. They are going to roll to hit. They are able to hit. Yep, cool, and they do a little bit of damage, and then the teachers get a nat 20.
Hey.
So that's gonna be.
I hope they don't kill it.
Teachers are doing the full damage because they don't have nerfed weapons, and they do kill this thing. So the students come up and they swing out at this thing and they continue to attack it. And the teachers all, as they kind of surround it on the outside, some of them are attacking with their brute force and some of them are like casting like various like dispel magics and things like this. And it's like magic is all kind of like culminating and coming together as like for a moment, the school is all on the same side. You've all been here for like a week now and you know that like this is a divided school. But for a moment, as the entire school comes together to fight this elemental, there is this kind of unity kind of in the air. And then the thing kind of goes, before it is like ripped apart, and Garth, you're on the inside of it. So you're going to try to reach forward and grab the thing. Okay, why don't you roll me I think it's still a strength check to try to like reach forward as the water's trying to make you do this.
I have a
to do
question.
this instead.
I'm assuming
Yes, what's
this
up,
thing
Derek?
was pretty big, right? It was pretty tall.
Yeah.
Can I make an athletics check to try to run and catch Garth as he's falling?
Hang on. What'd you get, Garth?
Flat strength, not athletics.
Yep, strength.
18.
18. Yeah, cool. So you're kind of reaching out, and as you're getting closer and closer to this thing, and the magic is dispelling, the crystal starts getting farther and farther away from you as the water is like leaving around you. And this crystal, as it's like right in your reach, you are moments away from touching the jagged edges of the crystalline surface. This thing whips up in water and all of it just kind of falls down into the lake below. And you watch as this crystal like spins and spins. As you're here, though, I will let you make a perception check.
Just him?
If you guys have run, because this thing has kind of been pushed over to the ledge now, I'll say that we're out of combat. If you guys run up to go to catch him or go to be near him, if you run up, you can look down.
Well, my first instinct was to catch Garth.
Yeah, so you're over there by where the building is kind of crumbled now. The wall is gone. You can look down as well.
11.
8.
That's my perception.
Which is
16.
Dobro, so you know
16.
there's a 6 on the die.
Yeah, Derek, as you kind of get over here, you don't really, like, you look down and you don't really see anything. You just see kind of like, it's you're really high off the ground right now, and you see like jagged rocks in the lake below. Garth, as you look down, you see these jagged rocks and can kind of make you interpret that this crystal definitely, you can't really see it, but it must have hit those rocks on the way down. Andre, as you're looking down, your keen eyes catches the crystal, because it's hard to see because it's like blue and white on a dark background of water, but you're able to kind of catch a glint of this thing as it's falling down. Maybe it's your affinity towards shiny things. But as it kind of falls, you see it get near the rocks down there, but also it's a little unclear if it hit the rocks and stayed there or bounced off and is now somewhere on the shore. And you're less definitive. Like Garth is like, that thing hit the rocks and it's gone. And there's kind of a doubt in your mind. You think that there's a chance that thing hit the sand.
We should go look on the shore.
How?
You guys coming?
Of course. My question is...
What is happening in the moment as this thing wraps up? Because I
So-
bet we don't have time to immediately jump into this conversation.
Well, I was going to ask
Yeah.
how high up is this building from the water?
We're pretty high up right now. We're definitely
More than 60
how
feet?
tall is? Yeah, more than 60 feet.
Okay, never mind.
As this moment kind of, this battle ends, the teachers and all the students around, everyone is like, oh my god, what just happened? And like a kerfuffle breaks out, and everybody is like, whoa, did you see me? I was like up in there and I was fighting that thing, and everybody seems amped, but also that they're like screaming at each other, and they're like, you got it in the faces, I was trying to fight it, I got the final blow, and no, I got the final blow, and the teachers are like, oh my god, calm down, please students, calm down, as they're trying to like, corral everybody and get like kind of like soothe this moment. And you kind of like, you guys are not necessarily left alone as teachers kind of come up near you guys, and they go up to you, Garth in particular, and they're like, are you okay?
I was this close! I almost had it. There was a crystal inside it, Bort.
Oh, that was just an elemental. I mean,
It's connected. He's just going on and on. It's like he's trying to calm down, but he's just going on and on about how it's connected.
I think he's just a little riled up from the fight. I think we need. Is it okay if we take him on a quick walk, take him outside, get some fresh air?
well, we're ushering everyone has to get out of the gym right now because of the wall that's crumbled down, and they're like ushering everybody to get like out of this space, and they're like, everybody gather by the fields, by the stadium, so that we can take a moment and count you guys, the amphitheater, not the stadium, the amphitheater. So we have a moment and count you guys and make sure that everyone's accounted for. And so they usher you out.
Oh, damn. I was gonna dive into the water.
Chill with that,
Is it
bro.
okay?
Yeah, you can, if you want to make a perception check, try to find Odette.
Not good. 7.
Yeah, it's hard to find anybody in this crowd. This crowd is like kind of, it's a huge crowd, and it's like really kind of a riot almost at this point. Like there's like a lot going on here.
Yeah, we can. I think going with the flow just kind of makes sense for right this second, but it'll give Garth an opportunity to take a few deep breaths.
Can I also just eat the last of my loose Cheerios?
Sure. Is that another D2?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yes, I rolled a 1.
Yeah,
You
I'll
rolled
follow
a 1. Okay,
Okay,
cool. That's
two
two hit points.
I feel
I'll follow the crowd outside.
better.
Yeah, you guys follow the crowd outside, and as the crowd goes outside, it seems like there's a lot of commotion going on, and some people are like weeping, and some people are, like really kind of showing off their muscles and being like, boosting their own egos and being like, and I did this thing, and I did this thing, and it seemed just kind of like a general, a student body out here, kind of all collectively having experienced the same thing together. What are you guys doing?
I think I go up. I try to get the 3 of us in a group, and I bring us into a huddle. I take a knee. I take one knee.
You take one knee.
Yeah, I'm on my right knee, and I try to huddle us up. I'm like, all right, that was definitely cousins with Assgrass, right? That was Assgrass's cousin?
I mean, I'm not sure of the exact relationship.
I don't know
Sure,
if that
something
really
like
tracks,
that.
Well, then what the fuck was it? Because that
but it was connected.
Well, we all saw the crystal, right?
I mean,
And I swear I saw it drop down on the shore. I'm not convinced.
Wait, no, you didn't all. Oh yeah, you did all see the crystal as it.
we
as
saw
it
it
fell.
in it, but he saw it when it
I-
fell. I didn't see anything
I'm
when
not-
it fell.
I'm not convinced it crashed. We gotta get down. It's smashed. We gotta get down there, and I don't know how much time we have. Whoever was controlling that thing might also have seen that it isn't broken. So maybe we sneak away real quick.
I mean,
Let's
Head
go.
down.
do we
Alright,
do we
cool.
need to be sneaky,
Can we
or do
sneak
you want
away?
to sprint it?
Well, I think the teachers are trying to take a head count, and they're gonna try to stop us if we try to run off.
If you want to do stealth checks, you're welcome to do a stealth check.
Yeah, let's try to sneak away down to the shore.
Am I wearing my armor?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, you were. Yeah,
Damn it.
unless you take your clothing off.
Oh. I'm so
I got a 13 stealth.
Let's go. Okay. 14 stealth check, but I did roll a nat 20 originally. I just have disadvantage.
Oh.
Dan, what'd you get?
A 22.
A 22. Yeah.
Damn.
So the first two with a what'd you get, Jake? A 13. So all of you guys go to like sneak off, and as each of you goes to like break away and sneak off, Garth, you are able to like kind of like make a zigzag line and jump around, and as you kind of like deftly move through the crowd, you're a shadow, you're gone, and you are like already kind of on the path, assuming that they're going to loop around and follow you. The other two, you guys go to break off and break away, and Derek, you run right into your teacher, the world religions teacher, that is like, oh, yeah, how are you? Look at you! I saw you fighting in there. I am, wow! You are of abilities as a paladin. I mean, quite incredible, really.
Thanks, Teach. Yeah, I'm, just gotta remember, believe in yourself. Yourself will believe in you. And, that's how I do it. That's how I do it.
All right, let's take you back to the crowd so that we can all count and make sure that...
I was just bringing
No,
my
actually, you were
footballs
actually going to... Nope, you were going to follow with me, and she ushers you back to the crowd.
Oh, but my footballs need more air. I was gonna go put air in the footballs.
Nope, and you are ushered. She is, like, surprisingly strong, as she, like, has a hand on your back and, like, pushes you toward the
That
crowd.
paladin strength.
And Andre, you kind of go to weave through the crowd, and as you weave through the crowd, you run basically smack into this old wizarding teacher that you kind of met now once, and he's like, oh, what's going on? What's the fire under your ass, kid? Why are you sneaking away?
It's just I don't do crowds. I was just gonna. I figured you could count. I'm here. Hi. I can go now. I'm gonna.
Not how it works, right? Like you gotta be counted with everybody else, and you are the shadiest kid here. You know that, right? You are, like, what were you trying to do? Why do you have to sneak away from this moment? Go back to the crowd.
I think we can make an exception this one time, right?
Oh, can we? Can we do that? No, we cannot. And he casts a command on you.
That's a wisdom saving throw.
It's a wisdom saving throw?
At least I have a chance to save. Oh, wait, is that being charmed?
I spells. Damn it.
Is that considered being
No.
charmed?
No.
Oh.
I think it is a charm effect.
Is it a charm effect?
Advantage!
Is it an enchantment spell?
That's a nat 20!
No, I think it's an enchantment spell. Hang on, I gotta look this up
still
before.
rolled
Because that's the thing.
20.
He's an elf.
No. If he rolled it with advantage, then he did not roll a nat 20. He has to do it again.
Actually, the professor has empowered spell. You take disadvantage on the save. He's a meta magic guy.
So, suck it.
Actually, he's so...
I don't know what defines being, like, a charm spell. Does it say it in every spell?
This is a...
I wasted this time, and I apologize.
Well, the difference between me getting a 20 or probably rolling poorly.
No,
So.
it's an enchantment. It's an enchantment spell. So no, you get...
Charm's not a school. That's what I think.
No.
Bummer. It's a 9.
What'd you get?
Wait, you rolled a nat 20 first?
No, he rolled
Yeah,
at the exact same time.
Yeah, I rolled
So you
them
can't
at the
say
same
which one
time.
was
So he has to
Oh.
do them again.
Well,
Yeah,
rolled a
so...
9.
So you, he commands you to shut the fuck up and listen, and you just feel like a silence from inside your body as you kind of like are listening to this man enwrapped, and he shoves you back to the crowd.
I think we talked to the dean
Wait,
about
wait,
him, too.
You know it's college because the professor said shut the fuck up. At high school it would have been, you're going to be quiet and listen to me.
I command you.
This professor has tenure, man. He doesn't care anymore.
I know, he's like, fuck you. Get over there.
Garth, you do manage to sneak away from this crowd, though. Are you heading down toward the waterfront?
Yeah, Garth waits about 45 seconds, and then is like... and then goes down to the waterfront.
Cool. You head down to the waterfront. Are you continuing to be stealthy as you head your way down, or are you just kind of walking down that way?
Yeah, no, I think he's still in the zone. Like, he's not raging anymore, but he's still like, all right, we're on the mission now. I think he's like, I think his default is kind of like padding through the woods. I'll roll a stealth check. Fuck it.
Cool.
A natural 18 for a 21.
Nice, nice. So you remain pretty stealthy. You're kind of like in the shadows as you head down toward the lakefront, and you're doing a pretty great job. As you get down toward that area, and I don't think, do you think this is an area you would have explored before, or you've only been here for a little bit of time?
Yeah, no, I mean, I know we talked about him like trying to find a good spot, but I bet lakeside is not like what you would have expected, so probably not.
Yeah, so there's like kind of an entrance, like as you kind of walk down to the waterfront, that is a little bit more of the populated area. There's like some of the boats, because there's like a boating side of the lake where, kids can take like sunfishes and kayaks out onto the lake and, practice their boating. There's also kind of an area that's like dedicated for swimming, and there is a swim team here and people who just want to like go for a swim. But the waterfront actually kind of wraps around and goes pretty far out over. But as it gets kind of farther and farther away, you see that there's like more beachy overgrowth and like beach grasses and stuff kind of down, but there is like this area that like was right below the gym is not necessarily where this like popular area is like kind of like around the corner a little bit where like there's like rocky shales and stuff like that. So you kind of head over in that area. What do you think you're doing?
He's trying to do the math, figure out like, okay, if it fell like this, it might have bounced over there. Like he's not like He's not like particularly calculative, but like for that kind of like practical math, he tries to like get a sense of just like to look about like where is the best place to look for a sign of it.
Okay. Cool. So do you want to make me like a perception or an investigation check?
Yeah, I would. I'm gonna make a perception check.
Which one do you have proficiency in?
It doesn't matter. I got a natural 8. That's a 12.
It's a 12. Okay. With a 12, you're having a hard time, like, specifically, like, pinpointing where this crystal could have fallen. And you're also kind of having a hard time seeing this thing at all. Like, there's a lot going on down here. There's a lot of rocks. This is, like, it's kind of like getting late at night. So, despite the fact that it's like a lake, but there is kind of, like, there's, like, an outlet and there's, like, a give and pull. So it adds almost a shore effect in some places. And like, you don't think that it should, because it does look like it's just surrounded by trees and more of the forest on the other side. But there is kind of a shore effect happening here, and so it's making it a little hard to see as the water like pulls and goes in and out on the sand. Yeah, so you're having a hard time finding this crystal, but you kind of there's like a still and a quietness as the water is kind of like brushing over on the rocks, and as you're here, you feel for a moment you hear like a light tune, like a melody.
Cool. You're almost. I feel like you're reading my mind, because I feel like what I was going to say that Garth's next move, especially given that he can't find the object, but he's thinking the next best thing would be to try to find a spot close by to maybe sit pensively for 30 minutes, but also keep an ear out for anybody who might also be looking to come and collect.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So. Yeah, roll me like a survival check to just like find a good spot to.
What are these called?
15.
Are you staking it out?
I guess. I mean, I'm also trying to get a short rest and get my key back, but also stake out. So I guess maybe stealth would be good too. It was a 15 survival.
Survival, yeah, okay. So with a 15, you find an okay spot. It's gonna we'll say that it takes you like instead of half an hour, it'll take you about an hour to get your key back.
Okay.
As you are sitting here.
It's like to find a spot.
No. Key back. But you are able to like kind of
maybe that pile of sand.
You are able to find a spot. And as you are kind of sitting here for a little bit, like meditating, what do you think you're thinking about as you're sitting here meditating?
I think definitely what keeps coming back to his mind is the moment where his fingertips like brushed the edge of the crystal.
Yeah.
But he's trying to mindfully bring himself into the moment right after where he saw it dropping down, because he knows that's the more valuable part about this whole moment to fixate on, but he can't get away from the fact that he almost nailed it and could have saved his whole trouble, but didn't. And he's also thinking about continuing to punch more in the face. And he's also thinking about what Lash said about his love line. A lot going on.
There's a lot going on for Garth right now. So you're sitting here and you're kind of going over the thoughts of, the last couple of weeks essentially being here. And there's like a long while where it's kind of mostly quiet, and it feels like the humming, the music you're hearing, or like the sound of a melody that you're hearing is almost like coming from like the wind off the water or something like that. Like it sounds like whistling, but like from the ocean itself. And that kind of doesn't grow, it doesn't go away, it just kind of stays persistent as you're sitting here. And as you're hanging out here, there's a moment where I imagine that you're closing your eyes. As
he's really trying to listen.
And there's, how sometimes when your eyes are closed, you can feel someone looking at you anyway. Like if you're like sharing a bed with somebody and they woke up before you, and you kind of wake up because you can feel them looking at you. So you have a moment where you can feel somebody looking at you.
Cool. I will open my eyes.
As you open your eyes, you directly in front of you don't see anything. But you are very aware all of a sudden of a presence right to your left that has kind of a saltwater smell.
A saltwater smell. I'm trying to decide if Garth is as smooth as I want him to be. I don't know if he is. So I think he's just gonna turn and look.
You turn and you look, and you are face to face with like kind of a almost fish-like person, like somebody who is like, anthropomorphic, like kind of like body, but they have like these like long gills on the side of their face, and but they still have kind of like almost elven features actually. As she looks over at you, kind of blinking with huge wide eyes, and like leans in and is like, "What are you doing?"
Well, I guess I was staking out, but I was also thinking.
What is this stakeout? Are you eating meat? Is there meat to be eaten here?
Not that kind of steak. I'm Garth.
Then what is the purpose?
He extends his hand. Does that seem like a foreign gesture to this creature?
Yeah, this creature kind of like looks at you and reaches their hand out as well, but doesn't touch yours, just also reaches their hand out, and just like near your hand is where their hand is, kind of like this, and they're like, Mariana.
Nice to meet you. I'm sorry if I'm intruding here, but it just is a nice spot.
Yes, this is the best spot here. It is nice. There are lots of seashells that you are sitting on that are mine.
Oh, my apologies. And he's going to stand up gingerly. How long has he been sitting here?
You've been sitting here probably this is like closer to the end of your hour.
Okay.
As you get up though, and you see the seashells, it looks like a bunch of like human crap. Like it seems like it's like stuff that would have washed up here, like bits of like, it's like a lot of sea glass and pieces of like, sometimes you can find like broken pieces of china that have washed up onto the shore, and like lots of like human garbage, like tiny little plastic things and toys and stuff.
And so I think Garth will say, Mariana, I actually came down here to look for something, and I don't know, you seem like maybe someone who's good at finding things. Am I right?
Oh, these are my things. I found them here on the beach.
Because I'm looking for something that looks like, and he describes the crystal that he almost caught.
Ah, the shiny thing.
Yeah.
Like this, and she reaches down and holds up like a little compact mirror that has like, it's the mirror's shiny. Is it shiny? It was like this.
It was that kind of like it was that bright. It was bright, right? Or was it not?
It was
Was
no,
it that
a
kind
little
of
bit
shiny? Or
more.
was it a different kind of shiny?
No, it was a little bit more opaque. The shine I think I was describing was like the sun hitting it as it fell.
Or like
you
mother
know,
of pearl or something?
Yeah, it's a little bit more like how you can see through. It's like lightly transparent, but not really.
Like a little shiny, but not like that.
Well, there was somebody else who also came to look, so I figured you came to look as well.
Did they beat me here? Were they here before me?
Yes. They kept walking and moved that way. They point toward where like the brush gets like bigger and more overgrown, kind of toward like the long side of the beach.
Shit. Thank you. And he's going to dash off.
You're gonna go in that direction, or are you gonna go back to campus?
No, in that direction.
Okay. Cool. You head off in that direction. Roll me an insight check.
Wow, I'm killing the game tonight. That's a 21.
With a 21, you go that way, and at first it's fine. Like there's just some overgrowth, but as you head in this direction, it gets like darker and thicker, and it's getting a little harder and harder to see where you came from, as like the edge of the water is engulfed by the edge of the woods, and you kind of have a realization that, as somebody who does tactics and planning, it would not be the smartest tactic to go this route alone.
Yeah. Garth will take a deep breath and maybe catch himself before he does something stupid. But I think he still would like to see if he can spot the trail of this person.
Okay, roll me a survival check.
Woof. 10.
10. With a 10, you kind of have been heading into the woods to follow the trail of this person, and you keep saying to yourself, I'm going to turn back, I know I have to turn back, and then you keep saying, oh, but that could be the trail, and then you follow it a little bit more, and then it really isn't, and you keep saying that you're going to turn back, and you eventually just don't, and you've gotten yourself a little lost in the woods. We're going to cut over to the other guys. This kind of moment here wraps up as they count you guys all out, and they tell you all to head back to your dorms and your various homes. What are you doing?
I use my immense height to locate little dude amongst the crowd.
Sure, you can roll a perception check.
21? Where's my little dude?
21. With a 21, yeah, you're able to find Andre, who is probably just now breaking out of the command spell. Andre, how do you feel as you're kind of like shaking this command off?
Oh, I'm pissed. I want to find that guy, and hurt him, but I probably shouldn't because I don't want to get in trouble any more than I already have. Plus, there's bigger things that are happening. Where is Derek?
I am
Derek
running towards
sees
you
you.
at the moment.
Yeah.
Why does he have to be so embarrassing? Okay. We need to go find Garth.
Dude, I already got all my bags. I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. I'm glad we'll have loose Cheerios for the.
I actually
for the
ate
hype.
all those.
I'll try to curb my disappointment. All right, I'm gonna run down to the shore where Garth was.
Okay,
So-
cool.
Yeah, I was assuming I would just follow the smarts.
Cool, you guys head down toward the shore. You guys were there, like, the hour that Garth was down there, you were basically there getting counted. Have you ever been counted en masse by a group of people? It takes a very long time.
I have a question, though. Does that count as a short rest?
Yeah, you do a lot of sitting when you do that.
I hope so, because I counted as a short rest.
Yes, you got a short rest.
I gotta
as well.
say, I rolled literally the worst short rest I've ever rolled. On a D12 and 2D8, I rolled 3 1s.
Oh, no.
Well, on the plus side though, if Andre was with me, he gets an extra D8 because of my chef feat.
Because of your chef. So again, when you said you ate all the loose Cheerios, you didn't eat all the loose Cheerios. You found more loose Cheerios in a different bag.
Well, yeah. We ate them. I rolled
what?
Perfect. 2 8s on
You rolled
2d8.
perfect. Nice. Okay. Cool. Awesome. So you guys you had shore rested, and now you're heading down toward the waterfront. You see the same thing that I described to Dan. You see like the first area. If you go to the left, that's where the boating area is, and then toward the right is where it's like right in front of you is where the swimming is, and then toward the right it seems like is the path where it's underneath where the gym was.
So we probably
Do we see any footprints where Garth might have gone?
Hmm.
Do I see any footprints where Garth might have gone?
Yeah, if you'd like to roll me a survival check.
Hey Derek, you want to help me look for footprints? Oh wait, never mind. I rolled a nat 20.
I'm rolling it anyway.
I genuinely didn't look at the roll before I said that. I wasn't trying to be a dick. I said that because I was like, I'm probably gonna roll poorly, and then I looked down and it was a nat 20.
Wait. You asked Derek that, and Derek goes, "Of course, bro," and he just like bends his neck but doesn't bend any other part of his body. He's just looking from 7'4" up. And I'm assuming that's what would happen when you roll a 9.
Yeah, when
Oh, where are feet?
What are feet?
See, and it would have been kind of hard to see because, like, it seems like when a bunch of what you see is actually a bunch of footprints, which is like what ends up like there's just a lot of divots in the sand, and it like makes it hard to see any footprints as they all kind of looked like they walked around in some kind of pattern. But you do see kind of like cutting through, like in the most straight line through these, and you only see this, Andre, because you're not 20. You see footprints that like don't seem like they're part of this pack that was here to begin with. You see like lightly fresher footprints, and so you can follow this.
Am I confusing it with someone else, or is it canon that Garth doesn't wear shoes? Is that a different character?
I don't think so. I think Garth might wear shoes.
That's a
make
different
that up?
character.
Okay, I made that
Garth
up.
wear shoes?
Pretty sure.
Okay,
Everybody
never
here
mind.
wears. Hey, it's important for the
actually-
audience to know that everyone's wearing shoes.
what-
No, don't do it. Don't do it, Bert.
Derek wears
He wears
cleats.
sandals.
Cleats.
Derek, what?
Cleats.
Cleats?
Yeah.
Right, the classic combo
You're
of dress
telling
slacks,
me-
suspenders, and cleats.
Telling me, and Derek has 5 bags on him. He wears
5 bags.
suspenders, dress slacks, and cleats.
Yeah,
One of
and-
those bags is canonically a fanny pack. Like this
Yeah,
is.
and no shirt.
Alright, let's follow the tracks.
I don't understand what's so complicated here. There's solid
So
white
you-
cleats.
You're
just
making it so
transcended
much
fashion.
worse. So you're following the footprints. You're just gonna kind of follow the path they took.
Yeah, I'm just following. We never really made plans, so I guess I'm looking for Garth so we can figure out what's next. I assume he found it or is still out looking for it, in which case we need to help him.
When you get toward the rocks, because you follow these footprints, kind of where Garth went, kind of like by the rocks. So you're gonna make your own checks for this thing.
Yeah, I guess we should probably look while we're looking for him as well.
Yeah,
you can
I'd like to
investigation or
look
perception checks.
for shiny thing.
10.
And I roll a nat 20, finally. Literally all night I've been rolling dirt.
Give us
With a
this
10,
crystal.
with a 10, you don't really see a whole lot of anything. Like you just kind of are like, that's rocks, and that's about what you get. Within that 20, Derek. Within that 20, Derek, you look over these rocks, and you're taller, and you can really kind of see into them, and you're like, there is no crystal here. Like, you cannot see a crystal amongst these rocks. But what you do kind of see, as you look out into the distance, you see, like, the shapes of, like, lightly the shapes of something kind of swimming and kind of, like, heads bobbing in the water, like, all the way out in the distance. And they do kind of seem like they're looking at you kind of as you move. Their positioning moves with you. And
Are
they're
they
kind of,
like
bobbing
really
around and
far
swimming.
out, or are they close enough
Yeah.
that they could hear me?
They look like they're pretty far out.
Okay.
Far out, man.
Do you point this out to Andre? What do you do?
I pick Andre up by the butt with my left hand and like hold him above me.
No, hang on. Roll me an athletics check.
He's tiny,
Can I contest this?
No, roll me an athletics check. Yes, you can contest this if you want to make this a contested athletics check.
I mean, you're gonna have a hard time with that.
I rolled a 7.
I rolled a 21.
You rolled a 21. Yeah, you like lift Andre, like just
over there.
over. And
like
Andre,
a dad,
just-
like a dad trying to show their kid something at like a concert or something. Like I'm just like trying to give my kid the best seat, not giving two shits about the person behind me. I'm like, look over there, bro. Look at that.
As you lift Andre up, you put him on your shoulders essentially, and so Derek is already like 7'4", and Andre, you're an elf, so you're decently tall yourself. So you're
just
like
under 6 foot.
You're 6 foot, so he's like,
I said I'm just under.
oh, just under. So he's almost like 12 feet in the air.
you were like. You are so high up right now that you could like climb halfway back up to the gym building. Like you are way up in the air. If you would like
60 feet up to the gym building.
if you would like to make me a you can make me a perception check with advantage because of this.
Let's go.
That's a lot better. That's a 22.
To 22. Yeah, with a 22, you're looking out into the water, and you see these like people that Derek seems like he's also seeing. And as you're looking out, more than just seeing them like bob around and swim, you can see them like tossing a thing back and forth toward each other, and like looking at you guys and giggling, and then like continuing to like toss a thing back and forth to each other.
I think they might have the crystal, but I don't want to go confront them without Garth. Because I need both of you to take damage from me.
I 100% agree, bro. You see this? I touch my chest, my bare chest. I'm like, this could take damage.
Mm-hmm. And I expect it to.
That came out a lot more sexual than I wanted to be, bro. I'm real sorry.
All of that came out a lot with a real tone to it.
I'm not coming on to you.
Get in the comments. Hit us with that fan art.
bro. Bro, I just mean like I've taken some hits in the. You know what? Let's go find Garth.
This whole conversation is happening with Andre on top of Derek's shoulder. No, he's like sitting on your shoulders, so he's just like looking down, and you're like, "Yo, no, man, yeah," and you're like holding on to him.
I take him by the hips and
hey,
just put
this
him
is what
down.
college
like,
is all about.
I'm gonna leave it to holding on to the bags for now on.
All right, so I know it feels like I was trying to pull a Fabian Seacaster, but I'm really not.
Dan, you are though. Like, here's the thing: pulling a Fabian Seacaster isn't something that's planned. It's just something that keeps happening and doesn't stop happening. Because when I tell
fair,
you,
I didn't say he goes further in and looks for a trail.
No, when I say you turn back from the woods, you turn back from the woods. If you say, okay, I will, but instead I'm going to keep looking, if you keep looking, you're going to get lost in the woods. So Andre is sitting on top of Garth's shoulders on the shore of this beach right now. And as you guys are having Derek's shoulders. God, I had to do it like once.
I put him down at this point. I put him down.
No, wait, hang on. So,
okay.
So this is in a moment beforehand where he's still on top of your shoulders.
When it gets to your turn initiative, you can put him down.
you two are having a conversation, up and down, vertically, on top of each other, and you kind of hear a small voice from behind you of like, "You are the tallest human that has ever been. This is so weird, and there's a head coming out of your crotch. What is you? What are you?"
What?
I
turn us around.
You look down together, and you see this like person that Garth was seeing. This kind of anthropomorphic looking, like they have legs, but it almost looks like their whole skin is kind of made. It's like a seal-like skin, like it's like adept for swimming, and it's kind of like on the grayer side, and they have these like fins poking out of their face. and they're fully naked, but not in a weird sexual way. They're just, why would they wear clothing? And they're looking at you, just kind of like, you're so tall.
Who are you to comment on the way we look?
What? One of the most beautiful of our tribe. Look at my fins. You see this thing? And you see this like glorious.
Unfortunately, yes, you are putting them in my face.
No, you're.
Yeah, there's no way they're in your face. You're 13 feet in the air. I'm literally like flustered. I'm like, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm fucking jealous of them. I lean down, trying to whisper, but then not remembering that he's right next to me.
You lean down, and as you lean down, Andre, you go ah! Tumbling forward onto the beach. Boom.
Ignoring it. I whispered her.
Face plant.
I whispered her, and I'm like, I was forced into playing football by my parents, but I kind of wanted to learn how to swim at some point.
Do you not swim?
I can donkey paddle pretty decent.
You can donkey paddle? What is donkey paddle?
Doggy? Like little...
What is dog?
E.
I can do this.
Oh, that's not swim.
I brush myself off. Jeez, damn it.
Oh, little bro. I pick him up by the shoulders. Like this, by the scruff.
Okay, we had a friend that walked through here. Did you see our friend? I forget what
half
looks
orc,
like.
kind of green looking.
Wear shoes.
yeah. Not shoes, not like mine. They don't have spikes on them.
And in this moment, the two of you remember that this is just such a brand new friendship for the three of you, and you barely know Garth at all.
I don't even remember what the fuck he was wearing. Was he wearing clothes?
Oh, that was called my friend. Oh no.
Am I your friend?
What is this feeling?
So, this creature kind of looks at you and blinks and is like, "I saw people. They all went that way."
All?
And it points.
Okay.
How?
Yeah, there was one person, and then there was many, and then there was one person who follow.
One, many, one, and then us?
I mean, my sisters were out here earlier, and you see she points out to the girls out in the water. But yes, it is just the people.
What are your sisters doing out there?
Oh, they are, how you say, making fun of you? They think you are so stupid with your, legs and your
I'm not
arms.
stupid.
And you don't.
I read books, all right, and I pull out like Clifford the Big Red Dog out of one of my bags.
Is that dog?
This is dog.
Different than what I had thought.
I swim like him.
Hold on. Why are your sister making fun of us because we have legs? Why don't you? Why are they?
Wait, hold on. I don't know if it's about the legs.
I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this stupidity.
Wait, I don't know if it's about the legs. Why are you mad about our legs?
No, you are stupid. You are dumb looking with your human legs and your human arms, and you're not all human, but you all look the same, and it's silly. And you turn and you see that she has like a tail.
You've gills, so shut the fuck up.
Alright, hold on. If Garth didn't take the brain cell, where is it?
Our entire team has no brain cells.
Wait, I'm not supposed to have it because I'm a wizard, am I? Because that was bad planning on your guys' part. You should not have allowed me to
Here's the thing.
be the smart one.
I definitely think between the barbarian, the vengeance paladin, who's a football player, and the wizard has to be the smartest, right? Garth is the most.
I took the brain cell this session. I have the brain cell.
Okay, A, fuck you, you have gills and a tail and it looks weird. B, we need to go find our friend, so go do whatever stupid thing it is you do. I don't care, nor do I have time for it.
You look weird. You have you have all the dangly bits. What's the dangly bit?
I've seen what you consider beauty, and I'm not very impressed.
I set that one up. I can't be mad at that one. And she's like, your friend. There was all the people who looked the same, and then your friend, I guess, was the person who was different. He went that way, but he is not back.
Okay, we're gonna go look for him. Please just never talk to me again. And I turn and start walking away.
I put my hand forward and go, thank you very much. What was your name?
She does the same thing she did with Garth, where she puts her hand forward and doesn't touch her hand. She just kind of puts it forward and is like, Mariana, I am Mariana.
Mariana, you rule. And I like slap her hand like as a high five.
Oh!
Oh, no, ow. It's fun. You hit mine.
She hits your face.
If that's what you want to do, that's our thing, Mariana. I'm sure I'll see you around, but he's the only smart one I know around here, so I'm gonna follow him. And I run after him and I go, thanks!
That's smart! That is supposed to be smart!
So much smarter than me!
And you guys head off into the brush. This is like ocean growth, where it's like this like long beach grass and kind of like lots of like cells and kind of like dead ocean life up here. As you guys kind of head this way, and again, like I said, this is kind of where the beach meets the woods. So it's like beach up to here, and then the woods kind of come here as you like pass the buildings area. Why don't you guys make me some survival checks as you kind of walk into this area that gets kind of like thicker and more gnarled as you get deeper in.
This is where we need to
go
roll
wrong. A 3.
17?
17. Andre, what'd you get?
A 3.
And Garth, why don't you roll me a survival check as well, actually, as you are also here in these woods.
All right.
I think Mariana's one of my favorite NPCs so far. I have a handshake.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Derek, you're doing a pretty great job of like navigating through these woods and like not like hurting yourself as you're doing this. Same thing with you, Garth, kind of off at a different area in the woods. Who knows how close or far from these other two. You're also doing okay. You've spent a decent amount of time in the woods. Andre, this is the worst thing ever to you. It must be. This is the woods.
Absolutely disgusting.
Like your shoes are getting ruined and your shirt's getting snagged on branches, and it's like when you're in a bad mood and you're going on a hike through the woods. It just seems like the woods is here to attack you, and it's just like not. So you develop a point of exhaustion as you have a rough time struggling through the woods. And you guys, what are you doing?
I look at Andre. I'm like, this is why you should have cleats, bro. The traction in the mud, it's just insane.
Derek, shut the fuck up.
Do you want me to carry you, little bro? I'm sure I can.
I want you to shut the fuck up.
You seem pretty tired, bro. Do you want me to, I can carry you.
Do I seem tired?
I can carry you, bro. You're not even as heavy as my football bag.
Don't make any more suggestions to me. Just keep walking.
Garth, what's going through your head as you kind of walk through the woods? The two of you just kind of like following each other like this, just kind of going around.
I think at the moment after he realizes that he is lost, and then lost in there's a few any of his possible objectives, finding the people who are looking for this crystal, finding maybe his friends, finding an exit out of the woods. Just all of them. He's lost from all three. And I think that the moment that keeps playing in his head is Professor Toby just asking, "Do you want to die?" Just like on loop in his head, like a little vine. Just every time he spots a tree that looks like another tree.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the woods kind of, and this is something all of you are experiencing. These woods are hostile. Like, these woods don't want you to be here. Like, the two of you who passed your survival checks, you're doing fine, but these elements are, like, really throwing everything they can at you. You know, each of you, as you, like, dodge a branch that pops in out of the way, it, like, whips back and hits Andre in the face instead, and, like, you know, you guys are really, like, Andre is feeling the force of what this woods wants to do to you two, due to all three of you. And it's just, like, getting kind of darker, and you're losing more light, and you know that it's nighttime, but it's, like, getting, like, really dark down here as, like, the tree coverage on top, like, kind of really gnarls in to the point where it's, like, almost creating this, like, domed effect, you know, as it just keep going deeper and deeper into these woods. What are any of you guys doing?
Derek, I think it might be time to turn back.
We can't leave our
anybody want to make a perception or an investigation check to try to find anything?
No, because now I'm sad. I have disadvantage on all of them.
Can I
21 perception.
Can I do, like,
Okay.
I guess insight wouldn't make sense, right?
I would
No, I mean, you could do an insight check. It would get you a different set of information, but
I'm gonna
I kind of want to do, like, an
investigate
insight
further.
on, like, the actual forest itself, because you said, like, we're feeling like it doesn't want us here. Like, I want insight, like, is it a legitimate, like, I've heard of forests being alive, but I didn't know the one in the backyard of
why would you have heard that? Why would you have heard of forests being
I've
alive?
heard of force
My
being
grandpa.
alive, but this is ridiculous.
I'm so glad someone else said it too.
You're writing something into my universe that
No, my
that-
grandpa said. My grandpa told me that
When?
when we would go
When?
lobster wrestling.
No, you cannot just manufacture something that your grandpa, an NPC run by me, said to you. You like to act like the characters around Derek's life are your control. You do the same thing in our other games. That is not the
What do
case,
you-
Bert. I run the NPCs.
Well,
Dang it, Bert, there are no other magical forests in this world.
Who even said this is magical?
Well, with an insight of 22.
Every forest in the world is perfectly normal and not strange at all.
with an insight of 22, is it magical?
Andre, what'd you get? What'd you get?
I rolled a 5 investigation check to look for Garth.
You rolled a 5 investigation check to look for Garth. Yeah, you're just having a horrible time. There's no, like, you know, you were looking around originally, and now you're just kind of here, and you almost want to, like, defeat the woods by continuing to be here, but, like, there's, like, you're losing hope or purpose, and, like, you know, you don't even really know this guy anyway. I mean, he walked into the woods. Why is it your responsibility to find him?
I'm tired, and my boots are muddy, and I have no cell reception.
Spell reception.
Cell reception.
Oh my god, I heard spell. I'm sorry.
How do we have cell phones in this universe, or is it crystals? Okay, it's
No,
cell
it's
phones.
cell phones.
And I have no cell reception.
And Derek, with your what'd you get for an insight check?
22.
With your 22 insight on this forest, when you applied to this school, when you moved up here, you know, first you moved up to your grandparents' place, and then they encouraged you to apply to this school. There's, like, not a lot of mention about the woods surrounding the campus, even though it's so vast. Like, this is such a different part of the woods than any other part that I've described yet. Like, it's all, like, this is so much of the campus is this wooded area, and it is so not talked about very often. And you spent a semester here before, and during that semester, the biggest thing you gathered was just, like, people don't go into the woods. Like, even the kids who, like, consider themselves to be badasses, like, it's just not anything anybody does, because there's kind of this rumor around that people who go into the woods don't ever exit the woods. That there is no leaving the woods once you've really kind of gone in. And you didn't really realize in this moment, as you were on the edge of the beach, that you were entering the woods. You were just kind of entering a beach area that seemed like it was like a little waterfront. But the farther you went in, the more and more the woods kind of engulfed this area. And so now then it became just water that came right up to a wood's edge. And you are kind of deeper, farther into this woods. And it does feel hostile. It does feel like it doesn't want you here, but also that it doesn't know what to do about that.
I definitely make sure to not mention any of this to Andre, because I know he wouldn't handle. But I do make sure that I am always right behind him with my shield very much tightly gripped.
Cool.
For the
Cool.
until I know their safety, that I am not leaving his 6.
Okay. Garth, what were you rolling again? What'd you roll and what were you rolling for?
I rolled a 21.
You rolled a 21 what?
I
I think it was perception.
I think I did say perception. It's the same stat for survival, but I guess you'd give me something different. But I think I was rolling perception. I think I said it. I think I declared
I'll
it.
say that. I'll say this: with your perception check, you are you have this moment where you kind of realize that like you've gone too far into the woods, and that this has no longer become about tracking this pathway anymore. And as you're kind of like getting a moment of like scared and hearing like, "Do you want to die?" in the back of your head, you're like taking in like a deep breath, and there's like this silence kind of around you, but it's like a silence that's like broken occasionally by like a very loud bird or like the creaking of a tree, and as you're kind of here in this like woodsy silence, it is truly broken as you hear shrieking in like the woods below, "Shut the fuck up! Just shut the fuck up! I don't want you talking to me right now!" And you hear Andre shouting at Derek just near 20 feet away.
Awesome. I think Garth will be like, "Hey!"
Bro?
Yeah, he'll walk 20 feet over.
Bromigo, dude! We've been so worried.
Where's the crystal?
I lost it. I think someone beat us to it.
You don't have it?
There was
No, I don't have it.
There was
We
some
spent-
fish girl who said there was other people with you.
No, they got in ahead of me.
But what about the other one?
Well, I tried to follow them into the woods, and here we fucking are.
So we can I make a perception check for the water? Can I like, hear the water?
Sure.
That is a 5.
Yeah, you no longer can hear. You can kind of maybe lightly in the distance hear water, but as you look around in your surroundings, it looks like you like really weaved into the woods in a very weird way that like you can't see the edge of woods at all. It's all just woods surrounding you.
Look, we're just gonna have to regroup, and maybe your sister can figure out the other one we were actually able to snag.
Or like I could. We don't have to involve her in this. We don't have to.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she's still doing.
She
that
has
right
the crystal.
now.
Oh fuck.
She has the crystal.
I would rather risk my life trying to get the other one. At this point in time. Or your guys' lives also would be fantastic.
I'm
You're
so
willing-
down. Fucking let's chart. We're searching for this thing, bro. We're
I think we
No,
should call it here, guys.
I'm joking. God damn, you are stupid. I'm joking. We need to go home. I want to go home. I'm sick of the woods.
The only thing to do when you've given it 100% is to give 110%.
Well, why don't you give 110% to us getting out of here? Please find us a path out of here. I don't want to be in these woods anymore.
As you guys kind of see these woods kind of like surrounding you, you hear the noise of the woods. You don't you're having a hard time figuring out where you came from as you kind of have doubled back and gone forward and sideways so many times that it's hard to tell where going back would be, especially because it's nighttime. It's pitch black all around you.
Too bad campus doesn't have any lighting we can follow.
Well, you're deep into the woods.
Are there no blue lights around?
You're deep into the woods. No, you can't see any campus lights. Campus is very illuminated, but you can't see it from here.
Oh, we're deep. Okay, we're deep woods. Okay.
Well, you don't exactly know how deep you are. There's just a lot of gnarled tree coverage that really blocks out any light that would really kind of come forward.
Can
Garth's
I
gonna climb a tree.
You wanna? Yeah, bro, you wanna race to climb this tree?
No, we're gonna help each other up. What? No.
I'm not gonna
What is this
help you.
helping?
How does that?
No, you just lift me up into a tree. It's
How
very,
do I
come
win
on.
the race then?
You'll win the strongest Goliath in the group award. Just get me up there.
Oh fuck, you know
Hang
I'm
on.
gonna do it.
So are you both going to climb trees?
I think we're
Oh
trying to
fuck
help
no! I would know not to climb a tree because I touched the trees already. Forget all of that.
Well, I'm definitely climbing the tree. I would try.
Wait,
So Derek-
no, don't climb the.
Derek,
Hold on.
you go to climb the tree. Derek, make me a dexterity saving throw as you go to touch the tree.
I don't remember what
I
happened.
can't not do it. We just had an argument about it. Like, I know it's not the right thing to do.
As Garth goes, hand hovered over, he remembers like having it line up with the cuts on his hand, and he's like, "Oh, nope." Wait, Derek. What'd you get? Nat 1?
No. An adjusted 3, which is a natural 2. But it's not a nat 1, which I think is a very big difference.
That's fine. You are going to take. You reach out and you take 6 points of damage as you touch this tree, and the bark feels like it like slices your hand open, as if the bark is made out of razor blades. And you pull your hand back, and you see that it is like sliced open and bleeding in a bunch of different places.
All right, I quickly do one of these. I'm gonna lay on hands 5 HP on myself.
Cool. So you like kind of all of those cuts kind of heal up, but you actually see that they leave scars, and that there are now like a bunch of like weird kind of like scarring all over your hands, all over your hand.
And Garth holds his up. He's like, "Yeah, I should have. I actually should. I forgot. I forgot
No,
that part."
dude, how would you have known? I mean, these trees are razors. Don't
And again, they don't look like
trees.
they're razors.
Don't touch the trees. Oh my god. But also, if you do, I will give you a high five.
Can I try to look for a way out of here? Is there a path that...
Yeah. Do you want to make? You can make a survival check if you'd like.
You could help me with one, considering you're exhausted.
Would I assume...
I would prefer to do that.
Would I assume the tree
You can
would
help,
still hurt
Garth.
me? Would the tree still hurt my feet?
What do you do?
No, I'm asking is like, would I assume...
I'm not just gonna tell you.
Can I roll an
Would you
insight check?
assume that?
Can I roll an insight
Yeah,
check?
you can roll an insight check.
Oh, dude, that's gonna be good enough for me to actually know anything. 13.
13. Yeah, your feet will probably be fine.
Don't touch the tree, Derek. Just don't touch it.
But I'm wearing cleats. What if I like throw the rope up and I like, you know?
I'm gonna roll this survival check with help from Andre. I think.
Andre.
Well, Garth is gonna ask, like, as he's like kind of looking around, like, you don't have anything in your book for
Actually,
this?
this is kind of complicated as we're here in the woods. Andre, I need you to roll to see if you can help Garth with survival.
Oh, because of the
What do I roll?
exhaustion.
Yeah, you can roll. You can roll your own survival check first.
God, this is insane. This is a puzzle.
Nat 1.
Oh.
That one. Yeah, it kind of gets darker and darker, and you get a little sleepy as you really kind of start feeling like fatigued from like trudging through the woods, and are feeling a little less like you'd like to leave and a little bit more like you'd like to sleep.
Yes. Meditate.
Oh yeah. I only have
Trance.
to sleep for 4 hours.
So no help then, huh?
No.
Cool. Natural 18 for a 22.
For a 22,
Killing the game tonight.
You really are, dude.
For a 22, you look out and you think that there is a way that you probably could get this party out of here if you were like at your sharpest, not tired, not at the end of your day, and not in the middle of the night. Like if you were at your tip-top shape, you would probably be able to, with the help of your party members who are in better shape, be able to get out of here. But in this moment, it does not seem like that's your best option, and that your option is that you should probably camp here.
Garth is gonna like come to that realization. I think curse under his breath and start gathering up, not gathering up, but getting the stuff together for a lean-to, making sure the ground's covered with some stuff for insulation. He can find some fallen branches that aren't necessarily, razory. That would be cool. But yeah, he'll make camp.
I think that, yeah, you can. with your survival check, I'll let that roll over, and that you're able to kind of start like creating a shelter. And I think with that also, you kind of know, like, if you pick up certain leaves and use them to hold certain branches and stuff, that like the branches won't slice you up, and like you're able to kind of create this like little, you know, lean-to situation. Do you make it big enough for the three of you, or do you just make it for yourself?
No, I'll make it for the... Yeah, no, come on. Of course I'll make it for the three of us.
Only Andre would be the one selfish enough to make it just for himself.
I'm sorry, I'm just setting a tent up for myself.
You don't sleep.
I know.
Or have a tent.
Oh my god, we could we could empty all the bags and use the... Okay.
So do you guys each make your own shelters? Do you, like, what are you doing?
No, the
here for
lean-to
night?
is big enough for the three of us.
I would assume I would just help Garth.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit inside the lean-to that Garth made for a few hours, and then probably go outside and make sure that we're not getting attacked.
I was gonna say, so do you all sleep right together off the top? Are you're all going to sleep at the same time?
No, Garth is going to take a watch while Andre trances.
Okay, and then Andre will take the rest of the watch.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm clocked out for the entirety of it.
Yeah, as you guys are working out, DMJ has already fallen asleep, just like face first to the ground.
No, I push all 5 of my bags together, and I just like use them as a pillow.
Cool. Okay. Cool.
Do some meditating.
Yeah, you got to do that. Okay. Cool. Garth, as you take first watch, what is it? What's going through your head? What does it look like as you take watch over the camp right now with these two people who are kind of new friends?
He is definitely feeling disappointed in himself for getting us all into the situation, but also there's a little bit of the relief of routine that once he decided to like make camp, that process was therapeutic because it's something he knows how to do. But that the pride of being able to make a good camp is undercut by the shame of having to make a good camp.
Yeah. Cool. So why don't you roll me a perception check as you take your watch?
$17.
17.
So well.
90-13 on this one.
Yeah, with a 17, you look out into the woods, and it's kind of still for this moment as you've found this like decent place to set up camp. I mean, you know, it's still kind of a hostile woods. Like as you've set up this lean-to, you have to kind of avoid the branches as you like get inside of it and all that jazz. But for a moment, this woods does seem still and serene as it kind of acknowledges you sitting there, probably meditating, as it like takes a moment and almost feels as if it's meditating around you as well. And your, ki kind of feels like it starts to like warm up and build back up inside of you. Like, what do you think it feels like as you, use ki? Like, what does it have? Like, what's the feeling in your body?
I think that he can feel, it's interesting because I think his ki and his rage are really connected, that he kind of uses the same aspects of himself to fuel both things, and it's about, in his head, I think, in the way that if this is a movie, the audience would feel it too, would be hearing his heartbeat in his chest, and kind of feel the pressure, like a pressure in your head, but it's from just awareness of all the things around you, and the energy that you have inside. And so it's warm and kind of it's warm from the core and radiates out. It vibrates on the surface of the skin.
And you kind of feel that feeling matched in the energy of the woods around you, as it kind of breathes with you for a second, as it feels like it is empowering you as you empower yourself with your ki. And you kind of, look around and you can see like dotting in the trees these like tiny kind of, they look like they're like bioluminescent glowing kind of like orbs that kind of have this like, lighting that's like dimming and glowing kind of in repetition, and they look soft, and they're kind of like bouncing around aimlessly, and they bounce off of each other, and you realize that this feeling that you're getting of the woods meditating around you almost feels like it's just kind of in this clearing, as all of these little shapes seem to kind of surround this area, and they're breathing here together with you. And then in a moment there's kind of a lightning crack overhead, which is weird because it's warm and it doesn't feel like there's, maybe you can't really see the clouds here, but you didn't know if that like, it doesn't feel like that's what's going on. It's not raining. And as this lightning cracks, all of these kind of like blink off and get a little duller and kind of go to float back deeper into the woods, and that feeling of matched key goes away. And that's kind of, your watch ends as Andre kind of wakes up, untrances to take over the second half of the watch. Do you say anything as you switch watches, or, No.
Don't go anywhere.
Okay. I'll sit by the tent.
And that's been a good 4 hours, Andre. So you've definitely, because you're an elf and you can trance, you've long rested up. What's that face, Bert?
I'm thinking. Trying to figure out what's going on, but also my character's literally snoring and doing nothing right now, so I can't do anything anyways, even if I thought of something. So my brain is just kind of like,
Well, Derek, actually, as you're sleeping, you're having a dream, and at first it's probably your regular set of dreams. What do you think Derek usually dreams about?
It like alternates depending on the day. It's either the good dream where me and my grandfather are on our little canoe and we see the big lobster, and he tells me it's my time and I get to jump in and I wrestle it, and I do win the wrestling match against the lobster, bring it home, we have a nice lobster boil for me, him, and Mammy.
On a canoe?
Well, I bring the lobster home.
But I'm just saying, like, a rowboat is a far. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm getting into boat politics.
Why would we use a rowboat? We're not.
Because they're wider and they're
not
better.
On a date.
You know what?
In the fantasy world, you can use any boats.
I'm not dating my grandfather.
I'm sorry. Does Bert actually think that rowboats are for dates exclusively? Because I used to only go in rowboats with my grandfather. Get in the comments. Are rowboats romantic? Because I don't think so.
It's like that classic song, "A Rowboat Built for Two."
Or it's the bad dream, which is it's just
when his grandma's with him in a rowboat.
Where I'm in my old college and I am told I'm no longer able to play football, not because of the actual reason, which was I was framed for drug abuse, but because the other guy was actually better than me at football.
So
which neither are true.
It's a night where you're having the good dream, and you are in a canoe on the body of, it feels like at first the body of water that you usually lobster wrestle with your grandfather on. So you're kind of here, and the conversation is going as normal as your grandfather. It's usually kind of a lot of silence, and this moment your grandfather kind of looks over at you and breaks the silence by saying, "I am so proud of you for going back to school and getting over your hardships. I don't think I can ever express to you how proud of you I am." And he reaches over and he touches your face and, turns back and starts looking for more lobsters.
I begin to tear up and I go, "Bobby, I think I see one over here," and I stick my head in the water, trying to look for the lobster. And then I come back up, I'm like, "Nah, I didn't see any lobsters."
As you stick your head in the water, you plunge your head into the water, leaning over the boat. And typically, when you stick your head in the water, it's just kind of dark, murky water below you when you're doing lobster fishing with your grandfather. As you stick your head in the water, you were immediately met with this kind of horrifying face, dark eyes. It looked like a monstrous version of the girl you saw on the shore earlier, who just kind of screams in your face, and it feels like you get closer to her and closer to her, and you kind of snap out of it as you pull your head out of the water, and you say to your grandfather, "No, I didn't see anything." And then you look around and you realize that your grandfather is nowhere to be found, and that you are on a rowboat in the middle of a lake by yourself. And it's not the lake that you're usually on, it's this lake that's behind your campus. As you are not a rowboat, sorry, you are on a canoe
I was
on
about
the
to say,
lake.
it's such a bad dream, my canoe turned into a rowboat. This is a nightmare.
You're on the canoe, and you are alone here, and the water is still all around you, and you see that it is surrounded by these woods, and then the woods start to like crumble and fall apart around this lake and fade away, and you realize that there is a cloud overhead that is getting darker and darker and bigger as the woods crumble and fall apart around it. And then you hear this like gravelly laughter in the sky as it like gets louder and louder, and then laugh turns into rolling thunder, and the thunder claps and lightning strikes out to the last part of the woods, and then that part goes away, and all these little shiny orbs fly up into the sky, and the woods around you is gone, and everything fades to blackness as you fall into a void that feels like it's crushing your lungs, and you can't catch a breath. And then you have a moment where you kind of wake up in the night. How do you feel?
Do the others notice me freaking out when I wake up?
I mean, you were laying
Garth
down.
is asleep.
The two of them are actually out front doing the change of the guard, so you're here alone for a moment.
Oh, okay, so this happens like in the middle of the night kind of thing. Not like in the morning. Okay. I think what Derek wants to do is go for like a walk to like clear his head, but he knows that this is, as soon as like his eyes are open, he actually remembers like, oh right, we're in the middle of this forest. He knows he can't do that, so he just he reaches into his mesh bag and grabs one of his favorite footballs and just kind of holds it like a teddy bear and like tries to go back to sleep.
Yeah, and you roll over and you are able to fall back asleep. And the rest of your night is relatively normal. Andre, as you start your watch, how do you think that you're feeling right now?
I think there's a combination of annoyance at the fact that I'm in the woods, with the fact that the fact that we couldn't find the crystal. I think there's also something nice about the fact that I had people that were like willing to help me out and like get us through the night. So he's probably taking a bit his role as like protector right now a bit more seriously than he normally would. Despite the fact that it's a bit annoying that I have to be in nature right now.
Yeah, okay. As you're kind of sitting here, annoyed but also kind of feeling good about yourself, make a perception check for me as you're looking out, taking watch.
Oh, god damn it, and that one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
your
dice love me so much.
This graph made so badly of the statistics Dobro's been taking all day.
No, it's fake news. They're not real.
Oh my god, it's going to show such pure realism of how bad of a roller Jake is.
So, you are out here in the woods, and it seems like it's all quiet around you, and things kind of seem fine. You're like, I'm killing this watch. Like, things, nothing's coming around to bother you guys. You're not really hearing a whole lot of, like, noise or anything of that such. And you kind of, like, are here in this moment, and everything kind of feels okay for a second. And then you kind of hear a voice kind of in the woods. And for a second, like, it's just kind of very light and faint, and then for a moment you think you hear it say, Andre.
Hello.
Andre. I have a book that I want you to read. You should come this way.
Hey, okay.
With your nat one, yeah, you definitely think that.
Up. It's weird that you have a book in the woods, but there's been a lot of strange things happening, and I start slowly walking towards the voice.
You kind of walk toward the voice, and as you walk toward the voice, there's like a light that looks like a dark kind of like, almost like with a light red glow, like a firelight, but like a red glow coming from the woods as you walk forward, and you realize that it's kind of like a warm light bouncing off of a viscous red pool that is kind of like a shallow pool in the woods here. And it seems like almost mirror as it like is on the ground, and it like kind of is like really, really still as you walk up to it. What do you do?
Hello? Someone had a book for me. Where's the book?
Down here. We're down here.
You want me to go into water?
Do you look down into this like red pool?
Yeah. Yeah, I say, you must not know me very well. I don't do water.
As you look into this red, like, pool, it is really shiny, and you, for a moment, think you can see your reflection, but then you stop recognizing it as the reflection kind of changes, and the features that are already quite angular in Elven get even more angular, and your ears elongate in such a way, and it seems as if there is like this almost magical aura that is like being cast on your features as it looks down, as it looks at you, and is kind of like turns its head and is like, I am you.
You are far uglier than I.
I am you.
I'm sure you wish you were, but there's only one of me, and that's me. I was told there's a book. I'm looking for a book.
I was looking for you, Andre. Andre, you're the only one who can save us. Andre, we're dying here without you! And it turns monstrous as the smile opens up across its face, and it has these jagged teeth, and a hand reaches out of this dark pool of red, viscous liquid that you're now realizing is blood as it gets closer to your face, and it touches your cheek, and there's this putrid iron smell that hurts your body, hurts you physically as you double over, and then the hand grabs your head and says, "It's my turn out on the surface, Andre," and pulls you down into the water. And there's like a glub, and then there's a silence. And I'll see you next week.
Oh, I'm gonna roll up a new character.
Hey, real quick. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. Doing that while we're asleep, we can't help him. He's literally the worst roller and the worst when it comes to being alone in the forest.
I literally said don't go anywhere too. Like I said it.
But they had a book.
So,
oh yeah, baby.
Clearly, Andre is not Jake because Jake doesn't read.
and the
oh my god!
the numbers do kind of say it all here.
God.
Garth is blue, Derek is red,
saying?
and Andre is black.
I need you to take photos and send this. I would like to frame this.
Honestly, I just didn't roll that much tonight. I did fine.
Jake, oh my
Oh
I
God.
had the best rolls I think I've ever had in a sequence.
You peaked tonight, dude. That's amazing. Less than 10
Jake,
one time.
I would never like to hear you say that you're good at rolling.
I know. Especially if Dobro keeps doing this.
I don't know. I definitely felt like this was pulling focus from my
Oh, I don't think so.
being present.
Oh, you were present.
Yeah, no, okay.
You were great.
Maybe I'll keep doing it.
I thought it was so funny. That was
As
awesome.
long as
Okay.
you know what? but you're gonna have to listen back to the audio to see if it was distracting, because I could see my little green thing lighting up every time I would like handle the markers and stuff.
I'll take a look.
So
Before we go off table and chat amongst ourselves for the night, let's promo things that anybody is interested in promoting. I have an Instagram. I'm Tess Henry. You can follow me on Instagram at Tess Does Instagram. You can find me on TikTok at TrainwreckTess. I thought I was doing a show, but I don't know if that's happening. But you can still follow me anyway. I post some quality thirst traps. Dan, do you have anything you'd like to promote?
I'm Dan Dobro. You should look up Hamlet Isn't Dead, New York City's 372nd best theater company, of which I'm a resident actor. You can make some tax-deductible donations there. We like to do some Shakespeare stuff. It's great.
I'll put the link in the description of that.
Yeah.
Jake, do you have anything you'd like to promote?
Yeah, my name's Jake, and I would just, quick shout out to dice rollers. Buy them so you don't end up rolling like me, which is completely cursed and terrible.
And Bert, what do we got for you? What are you promoting for the audience?
Oh my god, all I've got to promote this time is Soul Silver Nuzlocke. We've now only had to restart 3 times. So this is gonna be the lucky number 3rd time.
This time for sure.
This time for sure. And big shout out to my boy. I pointed the wrong way, Dan, because I love statistics and that stuff. That gets me going. That stuff's great.
That was awesome. I want you to
Can you reverse the video in post so that it will show correctly?
Oh yeah, I can make sure that it shows correctly.
Cool.
And we'll do all of our.
I was trying to think about maybe drawing it
later.
backwards, but I thought that'd be too much.
Or if you wanted to crop it out, I wouldn't be upset about that.
Also, just Doba's
Just an
missing
idea.
like all of this side of the screen.
Most of his face. That was awesome, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will be back next week with another episode.
See ya.
Bye.